Hey guys, welcome to JoJo's Cider Reviews and More. I'm JoJo. Today we're going to be reviewing a classic, Miller Lite, and it's known as a fine Pilsner beer. So it is a Pilsner, which is a type of lager, and it's one of the most popular beers. 4.2% alcohol by volume. So the history is a little complicated regarding Miller Lite. It was actually the original recipe was made by a company called Meister Brew Company, and I think it was only known as Lite. Anyways, Miller actually acquired the recipe from Meister Brew, and I believe in 1972, Miller Lite was born. It was just known as Lite, though, I believe, and it kind of started the light beer craze. So the website claims that Miller Lite is the first light beer. So it's kind of true and kind of not true. It's true in that it kind of kickstarted the whole light beer revolution in the United States. You know, Miller Lite was, like I said, started in 1972. And then in response to that, Anheuser-Busch started distributing Natural Light and eventually Budweiser Light, which became Bud Light. Coors Light kind of took off in 1978 as well. So this is kind of, in a sense, the first light beer. You know, like I said, it was originally started by Meister Brew, though, the recipe anyways. And it was marketed very heavily in the 1970s. A lot of athletes were in commercials promoting it. You know, Tommy Heinsohn from the Boston Celtics was in a lot of the commercials. In the 80s, you know, you had Bob Uecker, longtime announcer of the Milwaukee Brewers. He had a string of commercials promoting Miller Lite. And they also, you know, they would say it had less calories but more taste, you know, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, like I said, American Light Pilsner beer, 4.2% alcohol by volume, and very popular. I think at one point it was actually, it sold better than Bud Light, but in the 90s, Bud Light, I believe, eclipsed it. So, anyways, we're going to go with the pour here. They have the Tall Boy, the 24 fluid ounce one. So, we're going with the pour here. All right. Kind of see a nice yellow color. Pale, golden, heavy carbonation, quite a bit of head, which I think you see a lot with Miller. Going with the aroma, those clean, crisp. You get that corn smell, a little bit sweet. And as far as ingredients go, so Miller Lite is made from water, barley malt, corn syrup, yeast, and hop extracts. And good looking beer, guys. So the head is kind of dissipating quickly. Let's give it a taste. Get that grain corn taste. It's clean, crisp. Tad bit sweet, but a very, very dry finish. Light mouthfeel. Bubbles are still going. Get that clean water taste, crisp. I've always, you know, I really like Miller Lite a lot. If we're talking about the three big, you know, light beers, let's call them Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Bud Light. I personally think Miller Lite has the most flavor, more of a body. However, that being said, if we're talking about, you know, the full beers, the heavy beers, between, you know, Budweiser, Miller High Life, or Miller Genuine Draft, or Coors Banquet, I'll take Coors Banquet. But as far as light beer, definitely I'm a Miller Lite guy. Although Bud Light is my favorite, but I kind of put that, I'm sorry, Bud Light Lime is my favorite, but I kind of put that in a separate category. But I do enjoy Miller Lite a lot. You know, I live in the Northeast. very rarely you'll see it on tap in any of the bars. It's always Bud Light, Bud Light, Bud Light. You know, once in a while Coors Light, you'll see it, you know, on tap. Certain parts of this, you know, the country though, obviously Wisconsin, I think Ohio, you know, you'll see it's, you know, all about Miller out there. But as far as in the Northeast, you really don't see too much on tap. I think Miller, Bud Light is kind of the probably the most popular of the light beers around here. But really enjoy it. You know, interesting history. They've had their gimmicks before too. They had what was it? The Vortex bottle, with the glass bottles are supposed to, like, you know, mix the ingredients more and make it more tasty. He had the taste activator glass, also supposed to make the beer better. But whatever, I really enjoy it though. Honestly, doesn't get a good, you know, score on Beer Advocate, but I disagree with that. For what it is, you know, a light lager beer, you know, I'll give it 94. I think it's a solid A for what it is. Like I said, my go-to for the light beers. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, Miller Lite, the classic. And in some ways, the first light beer. So, see you next time, guys. Salute.